came out like in the mid-late 80s or something like that. But I think they really, I haven't read the novel, so I can't say exactly how well, close and fully true it is to the book, but judging from the way and how well done the movie was, it had to be really well made, and had, well, of course it's well made, I'm not well adapted, so obviously it had to be. Because some movies that are based on novels, either they fall flat because they didn't follow the source material perfectly, or they just do it, but it's just. But Forrest Gump is one of those movies based on novels that actually worked, and no one could have played Forrest Gump better than Tom Hanks. I'm glad they picked him. I mean, there could have been other actors that could have probably played the part well, but he just takes the cake. Now the next movie I have is now a now classic sci-fi action thriller, and this came out in '99, so you could say it's considered a classic now. And there's a reason why this movie is awesome, because of its visuals, mostly. Story's good, but when it comes to visuals and all that good stuff, this just proves how well this movie did in the box office back in '99. There's The Matrix, and here's a little trivia about this movie, about The Matrix. The original person they approached to play Neo, for those who do not know, was Will Smith. He was the original choice. Well, they didn't pick him, but they were offering him the role to play Neo originally, but he turned down the role, and now it's one of those times that it's something Will Smith should have never did, because he ended up doing a really crappy movie called Wild Wild West. That was a big mistake. He could have made the right move by going to this movie, but he made the wrong turn into a shitty direction. Wrong turn. But you know what? It still worked out either way, because you had Keanu Reeves who played Neo. I think he plays it a little better. I'm not saying Will Smith could have played it better, but he was also a better choice anyway to me. I don't know. I can't really complain. I'm not really seeing anything bad. I couldn't really picture Will Smith playing that part, even though, and I would know they originally approached him for that role. Though it could have been interesting to see Will Smith, but I mean, he turned down the role to do Wild Wild West. Bad move right there, because that movie was just fucking crap. But I still remember the song and kind of liking it when I was a kid. Like the song, I actually used to have the shades that you used to get at Burger King. They actually had these shades, which I actually remember having when I was a kid. Yes, they were real shades, by the way, folks. And I actually thought they were cool. But the movie itself, no thanks. I don't want to see that movie ever again. Now, the next movie is the sequel. I got this when I was like 12, so my mom bought this for me for Christmas. I think I was aiming for the first film to get on DVD for Christmas at the time. I don't remember, and I remember seeing this. I'm like, okay, fair enough. And I tried watching this like the first 2 times that I tried popping it in DVD. I just could never make it through the film. I'll give it one more chance. One more chance. So I know there's some people out there that actually do like the second film, and there's some people that but there's a lot of people that just reject it, because it's understandable though. And the fight scene though, it's with him and the agents, is cool at first, and after a while it gets pretty repetitive, because they just keep coming and coming. And I remember talking to Effrey about this actually, and he made a really interesting point. They should have just got a new villain, move on. And I agree, they should have gotten some other bad guy to face off with. Cause no, and I didn't bother seeing Revolution or something like that, whatever it's called, and I don't know. I just don't have interest in. I don't really have the interest in seeing third film, because I heard that one sucked anyway. So I didn't really bother with the third one. But I do have the first 2 films. Yeah, and this one was given to me by someone I went to high school with last year. And actually, I think this was a couple of, yeah, I got this about almost a couple of years ago, and this guy I knew gave it to me because he was getting a set of the show, so he gave it to me because it would be kind of pointless having two of the same seasons on DVD and at his house. And the reason for giving this to me, because he said, I'm getting the whole set so you can have this. It's cool enough. I don't have this is the only house season I have on DVD at the moment, so I don't have all the shows on DVD. But I always try to manage to get around at least to get whatever I can get. But I'm not gonna get them all, folks. And it happens. And the funny thing is, it's like when we found that show on DVD. This is back, and I noticed the local GameStop in Highland, in the plaza. I noticed they stopped selling the movies, and I know there ain't that many. I know they sell, at least they used to sell some movies at the GameStop. Mostly they're all used, of course. In a movie store, at the game store, they just had the movies there as an extra thing. They just happen to have it. But I noticed they stopped doing that because I don't see them anymore. And one guy in my class supposedly said he saw them, and I don't see them. I just don't. I looked everywhere, they don't have them no more. But yeah, when we found it, it was like very cheap. I forgot how much the DVD set, not what he said he had, but I forgot exactly how much this was when we found that GameStop. So I remember seeing them like, oh wow, that's pretty cheap. I think I pointed it out first or something like that, and he bought the DVDs. Then when he just found out that he was getting the set for Christmas, he gave that to me instead, which I thought was a good deal. And to be perfectly honest, I like the show, but I never sit down and watch it on TV because I never really have time to really have the patience to sit there and watch TV when it's on at the moment. I just want to do my own thing. So yeah, not everyone wants to sit there. So I'm not really. Yeah. The next DVDs I have are two of my favorite other comedies with Chris Farley in it, and the best part is it both involves teaming up with David Spade. It's Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, two classic comedies of the 90s. And best part is, like I said, and it's always good to see him and Spade team up together. Those two are funny together, in my opinion. I always thought they were both funny together. And another movie I have, I think, is one of the better comic book movies to be made, of 2008. And I can't wait for the sequel to come out, so I'll check that out when it comes out. And that is Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. I think he plays the Tony Stark character very well, and I think he was the best casting choice of this movie. And I think the visuals, the action sequences, everything about this movie, and his humor, his charm, it works for the film, and I think it's an A+ for me. So yeah, Iron Man rocks. And another film I have is Twister. And the other films I have is, so I'm going to go through them real quick again. Wes Craven's Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy. I know not many people like this movie, understandable, but to me this is a nostalgic thing. I remember liking it when I was younger, when I saw it on TV a long time ago. And it being on Sci-Fi once in a blue moon. But yeah, I actually don't hate the movie. I actually kind of like it, despite the critical response to it, negative feedback. But you know, I don't hate the movie. Now, I've seen movies of him more recently that were not that good compared to that movie. Anyway, Something About Mary with Ben Stiller and Matt Dillon and Cameron Diaz. And this movie, folks, the next movie I'm going to show you, this will be the first and last time you ever see this movie in my collection, because when I get around to it, I'm selling this fucking movie. Yes, folks, what the fuck was I thinking even owning this movie? But then again, that wasn't my fault. I was young and I thought it was going to be awesome. And I remember seeing this movie, it was fucking shit when I was young. Getting it for Christmas, thinking it was going to be the awesome experience ever, it wasn't. All that hype just to see that piece of shit, boring ass movie, which I did not find anything interesting about it. It was just all wrong.